So at the end of the last episode we were in Division 7, we're in Division 5 now. I grinded a little bit because I didn't want the series getting stale and just edged into Division 5 before rewards came out. But how did I go up 2 divisions so quickly? A little bit of luck. A little bit of skill. And just doing outside foot shots whenever possible.
Come on, man! That's too easy!
So this is what my team currently looks like. Yes, I still use 40-year-old Zlatan up front. He's doing a decent job for me, surprisingly. I also unlocked Gosens, who is just the best left back I've used so far this year. And I got my first SBC player, Benesa, who does a decent job at centre mid. However, this team is hopefully about to change because we have our Division 5 rewards, and I'd like to upgrade our 11 a little bit before we attempt to qualify for FUT Champs. I was going to do like a whole pack opening segment here, but my best player was Çalhanoğlu, so I didn't really see much point, but we did get just about enough coins to pick up Varane in centre back. I also packed Lloris in an untradeable objective pack a couple days ago, and this meant he could fit in my team. And yeah, this is the team we're going to try and get into FUT Champs with. I guess we're sticking with Zlatan up top, so this will be interesting. So the first game we took on a pretty average La Liga/Prem side, but he quickly subbed on Mbappe, which scared me a bit. This guy wasn't bad, but it was a relatively comfortable game. 8th minute I ran down the wing with Antony and got a cross off to Rashford, who headed it home to make it 1-0. In the 35th minute I intercepted the ball with Tonali, played a through ball to Ibra, who outside foot shotted it in for the second, and then after a little skill run with Ibra ended with a shot going just wide, he decided he'd had enough and rage quit. Our first win. The next game was a lot harder. 5 at the back with a squad so much better than mine with Haaland, Messi, De Bruyne, Hakimi.
I'm in danger!
But the first chance fell to us. Rashford using skills to get into space before his sneeze shot was saved. I really hate when they do that. And then in the 6th minute Pogba got in another good position, but again had his shot saved. Of course, in the 10th minute, their first attack, I stupidly pulled out Varane, and Nunes slotted the ball in to make it 1-0. 27th minute, Gosens ran down the wing and sent a cross into Pogba, who really should have scored. 30th minute, Zlatan had a power shot volley saved. And then finally, in the 39th minute, a nice passing move left Pogba with an open goal, who scored the equaliser just before half time. And then just after half time, Nunes found space in the box, chipped my keeper, and we were back behind. As you can see, this was a very frustrating game, especially when in the 64th minute I left Haaland a tiny bit of space, which he obviously punished me for to make it 3-1. In the 66th minute, Antony had an outside foot shot saved. From the corner, Zlatan had an open volley blocked, and then Rashford somehow found space to attempt another shot that was also obviously saved. Thankfully, from that corner, Gosens headed in a deserved goal to make the scores 3-2. 79th minute, Zlatan had an open header. It was saved again, and afterwards my opponent passed it around the back, which I got annoyed about, so in the 90th minute I brought my goalkeeper out and it ended 4-2. In that game I had 14 shots to 6, 4.4 expected shots to 1.5. I hate FIFA sometimes, and our record in the playoffs was now 1-1. In the next match I faced this pretty decent team, and straight away he was messaging me, begging me to give him the win because it was his last match and his last chance to get into FUT Champs. On one hand, I could make a kid's day, he'd get into FUT Champs and have a great weekend on FIFA. On the other,
there is no mercy.
Right foot creep, walking with that heater.
So we were now 2-1 in the playoffs. I'm sorry. But then in the next match I suffered instant karma when they immediately went 2-0 up. First goal scored by Danjuma in the 14th minute, and the second slammed in by Gakpo in the 20th.
Right foot creep, walking with that heater.
It took until the 60th minute for us to pull one back, Zlatan passing to Antony, who found Rashford to make it 2-1. And then straight from kickoff we won the ball back and Ibra played in Rashford for his second. This was a super close game, going all the way to the 120th minute of extra time, when Magno was 1v1 with the goalkeeper and had his shot saved. It was time for our first penalty shootout of the series, and it was a crazy one. Rashford stepped up first for us and scored, and then we saved our opponent's first. Cecina then fired home our second before we saved their second. Benessa took our third and had his shot saved, and then Depay scored their first penalty. Magno then took his shot and that one was saved too, but thankfully we denied Rafinha. All I had to do was score with Antony, so of course I somehow choked it. Gakpo slammed it down the middle and so it went to sudden death. Cuadrado scored ours and then Chan scored theirs. Tonali sent the keeper the wrong way and then Davies hit the side netting. Then it was time for Gosens to step up, and he had his shot saved. I messed it up. All our opponent had to do was score. But thankfully we guessed the right way and we're back level. Bremer then dispatched his penalty, Rudiger scored theirs, I then scored a cheeky Panenka with Varane, and then finally, one play before our goalkeepers would have to take, Frimpong smashed it over the bar and we won. Our record was now 3-1. Now we needed one more win, and I don't want to relive this game. They had the bane of my existence up front, and in the 17th minute he scored a sweaty goal against me. 39th minute and we got one back, a close range acrobatic shot from Zlatan, and then just before half time Rashford had a header save to keep the score 1-1. 58th minute Zlatan was 1v1 but the guy did well to bring his keeper out. 61st minute Rashford went 1v1 but again the keeper was too quick. Then in the 69th minute Zlatan had yet another header saved and Antony just couldn't squeeze in the rebound. I think you see where this is going. 76th minute, Rashford again had a 1v1 saved, and then in the 89th minute, my opponent scored with Rodrigo, and now that would be pretty bad. But then in the 90th minute, Magno turned his man and had a shot deflected against the bar. Just end me. And then an anticlimactic ending, but this absolute legend let me score and then quit, a better man than me, and we qualified for FUT Champions. I have 4 games left. If anything interesting happens, I'll put it after my outro. But yeah, Ibra was pretty sick for a 40-year-old. Also shout out to Cav, the guy who begged me to quit. He saw a snippet of it on TikTok and I think he got 150k views there, and he was an absolute legend about it. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. I've been Davs, and goodbye.